Subtraction of 3-digit numbers without regrouping. Example 1. Subtract 413 from 824. Step 1. Arrange the numbers in columns of ones, tens and hundreds. Step 2. Subtract the ones. 4 ones minus 3 ones equals 1 1. Step 3. Subtract the tens. 2 tens minus 1 10 equals 1 10. Step 4. Subtract the hundreds. 8 hundreds minus 4 hundreds equals 4 hundreds. Answer 411.
Now let's solve the exercise 6. 396 minus 142. Ones place we have 6 minus 2 is 4. Tens place 9 minus 4 is 5. And in hundreds place 3 minus 1 is 2. Similarly, second one also, here you can observe we are not taking any regrouping. 752 minus 102 is 650. Now let's solve a story problem. There are 458 students in a school. 235 students went for picnic. How many students are left in the school? You can write the sentence one by one. Students in the school and students went for picnic and the students left in the school. And subtracting one by one we'll get. Yes, there are 223 students left in the school.
Subtraction of 3-digit numbers with borrowing. Now look at the numbers 343 and 156. Place them in place value table. Here, 3 units is less than 6 units. So, we borrow tens so that digit in tens place is reduced by 1 and the digit in unit place increased by 10 and become 13. So, 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. Now observe that 3 tens are less than 5 tens. So we need to borrow again, but this time from the hundreds place. So the hundreds place is reduced by 1 to become 2 and the tens place is increased by 10 and becomes 13. Now 13 tens minus 5 tens is equal to 8 tens and 2 hundreds minus 1 hundreds is equal to 1. So the difference is equal to 187. I hope you understood this method.
Look, the leaves are falling. There are 893 leaves on the ground, but only 456 leaves are yellow. How many green leaves have also fallen down? Here we have to subtract 456 from 893 to find out the number of green leaves. Subtract the ones, that is 3 minus 6. As 3 is smaller than 6, we regroup the 9 tens as 8 tens plus 10 ones. Now we have 10 plus 3 is equal to 13 ones. Therefore, 13 minus 6 is equal to 7 ones. Now subtract the tens. That is 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Lastly, subtract the hundreds. That is 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. Thus, 893 minus 456 is equal to 437. Hence, we conclude that 437.
Now we'll solve the sums. taking the regrouping or borrowing from the beside number. Your ones place 5 minus 6 is not possible, so we are taking a borrow. 15 minus 6 is 9, 8 becomes 7, 7 minus 5 is 2, and the third number is hundreds place to as it is. Here also, first ones place we have to take the borrow, so 12 minus 5 is 7, 3 minus 3 is 0, and 7 minus 4 is 3. Like this we have to take the borrow from the number in the tens place. Story sum. There were 456 books in a library. 238 books are issued to the students. How many books are left in the library? Yes, here also we have to take the borrow. So the books which are left in the school are 218. Similarly, the next exercise, here we have to take the borrow from the hundreds place digit. Observe here, the hundreds place 7 becomes 6 and the tens place becomes 15. And subtract as usual. 2 minus 0 is 2, 15 minus 6 is 9, 6 minus 2 is 4. The second one is also in the same method. Yes, 7 minus 2 is 5, 13 minus 5 is 8, and 5 minus 3 is 1. 185 is the answer. Let's solve a story sum. A flower seller had 756 flowers. 359 flowers are white. How many are colored? Right? Now taking the borrow and subtracting. How many colored flowers will be there? 397 colored flowers are there.
In this lesson, you'll subtract a 3-digit number from a 3-digit number containing one or more zeros. Here's an example. 800 minus 496. First, we rewrite the problem in columns like this. And we line up the numbers so that the ones place of the first number is above the ones place of the second number like this. Now, let's subtract the numbers. We always start with the ones place. We have 0 minus 6, so we must take a 1 from the tens place to make 10 ones. But we don't have a 1 in the tens place. Before we can take a 1 from the tens column, we must take a 1 from the hundreds column to make 10 tens. To show that we took 100, we cross out the 8 in the hundreds column and enter a 7 above it. We enter a 1 here to show that the 100 became 10 tens. Now that we have 10 tens, we can take a 1 from the tens column and make 10 ones. Here, we click on the 1 or the 0 next to it to cross both of them out. We enter 9 in the box above. And we enter a 1 here for the 10 that became 10 ones. Now we can subtract. In the ones column, we have 10 minus 6, which is 4. So we enter 4 in the answer box in the ones column. In the tens column, we have 9 minus 9, which is 0. So we enter 0 in the answer box for the tens column. In the hundreds column, we have 7 minus 4, which is 3. So we enter 3 in the hundreds column answer box. Our final answer is 304.
Yes, now solve the questions which are having zeros. 500 minus 273. Taking the borrow from hundreds place becomes 4, tens place becomes 9, ones place becomes 10. So 227 will be the subtraction answer. Second one, 400 minus 28. Hundreds place becomes 3, tens becomes 9, and ones becomes 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 3 as it is. Here only taking the borrow makes you little tricky. Kavya's father had 500 rupees. He spent 255 in buying a school bag. How much money is left with him? Yes. Let's take the borrow here also. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Kavya's father left with 245. Like this, you can solve remaining sums also. Thank you, children.